Don't go with 10 minutes. Look at somebody and say, I don't know about you, but I know you've been hurt. And I know you're tired of being hurt. And I know you want to be delivered. But you ain't got to hurt nobody in the church. Because sometimes you feel like slapping somebody down. Oh, y'all, don't y'all act like, come on, y'all ain't saying nothing. Hello. You know sometimes you want to cuss somebody out. Look at your neighbor and say it's called church hurt. See, you done been hurt by church folk. Hello. You got members in the church that got family members that think they own the church. Oh, I ain't get too much amen. I ain't get too much amen. Can I say that again? You got family members in the church, hello, that think they own the church. This is my grandmama church. My granddad is the founder. But baby, your granddaddy dead and gone, and Jesus in the house. Somebody ought to jump up and say, Jesus in the house. Jump up and give your neighbor a high five. And say, shut that thing down. You that looking at me on this YouTube, this for you too. Oh, somebody better jump up and say, show you right. Jump up and high five your neighbor and say, show you right. People only see your problem, your mess, but they don't talk about their mess. They tell you what somebody else say, but they didn't tell you what they say. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor. Say, neighbor. You've been in that conversation too long just to tell me you ain't said nothing back. Look at your neighbor and say, stop lying. Oh, you ought to high five your neighbor on that. Come on, high five your neighbor and tell your neighbor, say, stop lying. Go with me quickly to the book of St. John, the 8th chapter. We're going to talk about, amen, how they found this woman in a very act. But they brought her problem to Jesus, but they ain't brought theirs. Oh, I get too much up for here. See, every time I turn around, you're bringing my problems. Hello. You're bringing what I did, what I say. But you ain't saying what you said. You ain't saying what you did. Oh, I can't get no help over here. Don't you know it takes two to tangle, baby? Oh, you can't make a baby out by yourself. Look at your neighbor and say, you can't make a baby by yourself. You need somebody to what tangle with you. Somebody jump up and say, you need somebody to what tangle with you. Oh, jump up and high five your neighbor and say, God, he's getting ready to turn that thing around. Or if I can get a witness, somebody jump up and turn around and say, God's getting ready to turn that thing around. Look what he said in verse 2. Early in the morning, he came again into the temple, and all the people came unto him. He sat down and taught them. And the scribes and the Pharisees, hello, church members, church leaders. Oh, y'all ain't saying nothing. Church busybody. Church people that know everybody's business. You know who slept in my bed? Oh, you let her know. Oh, I can't. You know who done tipped out my house? Oh, you know who done tipped in? And before I get to the church, everybody know who was with me last night. And you know the hurt part about it, I ain't all that delivered yet. I ain't got into church good enough yet. And yet you're killing me before I can get... Ain't nobody catching it. That's why folks can't get saved. See, when they come to church, they ain't been delivered yet. And you already criticizing them. You already trying to kill them out. Maybe sometimes you better learn how to shut your big mouth. Look at your neighbor and say, learn how to shut your big mouth. So the reason why I'm out to church today is because what you said to me. It wasn't a pastor. It wasn't a deacon. It was what you said. It's how you looked at me. It's how you roll your eyes at me. It's how the way you spoke to me. Oh, look at somebody and say, don't mess with that, don't mess with that. Oh, somebody say, well, I didn't come here for that. Yes, you did. Tell your neighbor, say, you came for a word. How many came for a word? And the scribes and the Pharisees brought unto him a woman taken in the adultery. And when they had set her in the midst, they said unto him, Master, this woman was taken in adultery in the very act. Now understand now, she wasn't in the court by herself. If they caught her in the very act, what happened to the partner? I ain't get too much amen. I ain't get too much amen. Look at your neighbor and say, what happened to the partner? Look at somebody and say, neighbor, you had a partner somewhere. See, I learned this about church folks. Oh, they can be all up in everybody else's business. All up in everybody else's house. Oh, look at your neighbor and say, looking in the window. Trying to see who's coming out. But when folks go to looking in their window, peeking in their window, they don't want to go and cuss somebody out. But look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, what goes around comes back around. People don't believe. People don't believe the Bible said, hello, you reap what you sow. Look at somebody and say, you're reaping what you sow. That's why, baby, you got to wake up. Look at your neighbor and say, wake up. Come on, tell your neighbor and say, wake up. Say, when you begin to wake up, then God can bless you. Tell your neighbor and say, when you begin to get up, God can help you. Oh, tell your neighbor and say, neighbor, first of all, you got to learn how to mind your own business. See, first of all, a lot of folks can't get delivered because they trying to find out what type of flavor you got in your Kool-Aid. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, you want to know what flavor I got in my Kool-Aid? Just ask me for some. Oh, I ain't getting no amen. Somebody ought to do what they ask me. You ain't got to go all around the town and inquire about me. You want to know anything about me? Just ask me. Look at your neighbor. Say, neighbor, say, God getting ready